Hey, what's happening, people? Welcome back to our channel. Today, I want to do something kind of fun that I'm pretty much into, and that's movies. I'm into music and movies, but I love movies. So, I want to talk a little bit about streaming choices and also physical media when it comes to movies. And I just want to really quick break down some numbers for you when it comes to all these streaming services, what the costs are, the pros and cons, things like that. So, if I miss a few things here and there, uh, you if you want to comment, just keep it simple. Um, uh, I'm not going to get too technical into everything because that could take hours. So anyway, I just want to start with the big three. So the big three streaming services, because we have a lot of streaming services, and I think there is a streaming bubble that's going to pop, and you do see a lot of streaming services starting to merge together because uh, when they're on their own, they they're not bringing in a big influx of uh, money to keep producing what they're producing. So a lot of these streaming services are merging together. But let's just concentrate on the big three right now, and that's Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Hulu. Now, obviously, Netflix is the big one. It's one of the first ones to come out for streaming. I think it was 2007, and I just want to break down some prices for you. Amazon Prime now for $14.99 a month. That's so. Let's say you're just paying monthly. So $14.99 a month is going to cost you $179 a year for Amazon Prime, and that's with ads, commercials. So if you want a non-commercial Amazon Prime, you're going to have to pay $2.99 extra every month. So we're just going to concentrate on just the basic with ads. You can pay for a whole year upfront, which is $139. So you're going to save like $40. Most people don't pay for a whole year in advance. They just like to go month by month. Um, so if you did do ad free, it's going to cost you $17.98 a month, which is about $215 a year. That's quite a bit because I do, and I know a lot of people they don't like the ads. It just ruins the whole flow of the movie. You're sitting there, you're getting to a good part, and then boom, you got a minute to a minute and a half of ads, and it's annoying. So Amazon Prime, basically, if you're going to pay by the month, it's just basic with ads. It's $179 a year. Now let's go to Netflix. Netflix has three tiers to it. So the three tiers are standard with ads, which is $6.99 a month. Then you have standard without ads, which is $14.49 a month, and HD only. So you high definition only. Premium is without ads, with the option, not the option, but it comes with 4K. So it will play movies that are in 4K instead of high definition, which is Blu-ray quality. For the $22.99 a month, you get the 4K quality, which is a higher definition. So that, let's just say you did standard at $15.49 a month, HD only. Um, That's $185.88 a year that you will be paying if you pay by the month. I didn't see anything for Netflix where you can pay just a straight up annual fee for the whole year. So I'm just going by the month with this. So that's $185 a month. I mean, a year at $15.49 a month. So Hulu with ads is $7.99 a month. Hulu without ads is $17.99 a month. Now, Hulu has a bundle with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, and that bundle ends up, I think it's like $15 a month for that bundle with ads. So let's just say you're going to do just the basic Hulu for $7.99 a month with ads. That's going to be that adds up to $95.88 a year. Now, if you have, most people have more than one streaming service. So let's say you do have the big three, just the basic standard. The total cost of those three, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Hulu, with ads, comes to $497.52. So let's just round it up. It's 400. It's $500 a year. Round it up, $500 a year. Always round up. Never hang out with people that round down. My advice. So anyway, um, that doesn't, and I'm not even getting into the other streaming services like Paramount Plus and Peacock, HBO Max, which is Max now, things like that. I mean, if you had those three also, and you were paying for their standard versions, who knows? I'm pretty sure I didn't do the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it would come up to like $1,000 a year. You're paying for these streaming services with whatever movies they're putting on, and usually when it comes to Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Hulu, basically the only reason why people pay for those is because each one of those three have an exclusive series for their streaming service. So people will, I gotta get Amazon Prime because I love this series, and the series comes every 6 months to every year, and it comes back on, and everybody's like, "Yes, I can't wait." But basically, every single one of these streaming services, when it comes to just the basic movies, not their exclusive content series that they produce, they all have the same movies. And it's annoying because you can go to Amazon Prime, you can go to Netflix, and you can go to Hulu, and you're just scrolling through the movies they have. They all have the same movies. So basically, you're paying $500 a year if you have all three of those, just because of the exclusive content. And so I think those are going to be the big three. I remember back in the day, people were like, "I'm cutting the cord on cable." Back in the early 2000s, late 2000, well, like 2005, 2006. I'm cutting the cord. I'm going to streaming services because it's cheaper than paying for cable. But now, look what you're paying for these streaming services, and the prices are just going to keep going up. But pretty soon, usually, what people will do is they will cancel their streaming service because the series they like isn't there anymore. And then when the series comes back on, they'll subscribe again to that streaming service and binge watch the whole series in a couple of days. Usually in a series there's like 6 to 10 episodes, and people will binge watch it in like 2 days. But I think there's going to come a time where if you cancel your subscription and you try to resubscribe to watch your series again, um, these streaming services are going to start charging you to renew your subscription. So there's going to be a fee to renew. And not only that, I don't think you're going to be able to binge watch your favorite series anymore, because I think if you subscribe, they're going to just start doing like the old days. You can only watch one episode a week, so they're going to stretch that out for, if there's 10 episodes, they're going to stretch it out for 10 weeks. So you're stuck on that streaming service for 10 weeks to watch your favorite series of that streaming service. So boom, they got you hooked in. And on top of that, when it comes to like, let's, I'm a big movie buff, so I like a high quality picture. So if you have a 4K TV with a 4K player, you want the absolute best quality picture that you can get. I do. I love it. I'm like an amateur videophile, so I'm crazy about a great picture. Uh, when it comes to streaming in 4K, I'll make it simple. I'm not going to get technical, but 4K, everything has, physical media has a bit rate. 4K, 4K streaming services have a bit rate. So I'm going to make this simple. So let's say you're like, ooh, I'm going to pay, the extra premium so I can watch some of these movies on 4K with my streaming service. But it's a streaming service. So your 4K on a streaming service is only going to run between, the bit rate on that is going to be, let's just say, to make it simple, between 16 and 25. So 16 and 25 bit rate. If you have a physical 4K that you can put in and watch, that 4K, the bit rate on that is going to run anywhere between 60 to 95 on a bit rate count. So I'm just making those numbers to make it simple. I mean, because you got your kilobits, you got your megabits, and all that stuff. I don't want to get into that. So anyway, that's what you have to, like, when we watch Hulu. Like the other night, we were watching a movie on Hulu, and the bit rate just kept dropping every 5 minutes. So it'd be like, oh, high definition, and then 5 minutes later, boom, down to standard, and it got all pixelated, and then it jumped back up, to high definition again. Then it would drop back down to standard, and it was so annoying. But that's what you're paying for, So you can't really rely on a streaming service to be fully streaming that movie at a constant bit rate throughout that length of the movie. So when it comes down to, my thing is physical media. I love physical media. I'm going to show you some of my favorite movies here real quick. This is just something I picked out, but this, and some of these you won't find on streaming for free. Some of these you're going to either have to rent on a streaming service, or you're actually going to have to buy the physical copy, because you're not going to find it on your streaming services anywhere. This one here from the early '80s. This one's The Sword and the Sorcerer. This is such a fun movie. It's a B movie. It's kind of goofy, but it's a fun movie. It's got some great practical effects in it. I love it. Here's another one. This one's a John Carpenter movie with Kurt Russell. Um, this was back in the '80s. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. Another thing about physical media that's great is the behind the scenes and the special features that they have on the disc. This one here has a commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. Hilarious. If you could ever listen, I'm sure you can go on YouTube and listen to the commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, but the commentary on this is awesome while you're watching the movie. Here's an old Wes Craven classic, The Swamp Thing, with Adrienne Barbeau. I actually got to meet her in real life. It was pretty cool. This one here, Nick Castle directed this movie. He's got he's got credits on a lot of writing and directing on movies, Halloween, Escape from New York, Escape from LA, stuff like that. But this here is a classic 80s movie, Last Starfighter. Here's another one, Terry Gilliam, Time Bandits. Time Bandits. I saw this in the theater when I was a kid. I love this movie. A lot of people, I don't think today will get this movie, but I liked it. I'm not going to get too much into it. If you ever have time to view this film, you should. It's fun. Here's one from Francis Ford Coppola, Rumblefish. Stars Matt Dillon. It's got Mickey Rourke in it, Diane Lane. This one here is kind of like an off classic. Not too many people know about this movie. It is a good movie, though. I think it came out after this one. Another Francis Ford Coppola movie, The Outsiders, classic. This got everybody in it. Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe. The list goes on. This movie is such a classic. I love it. And here's a big favorite of mine here. Amadeus. This movie, I've seen this movie so many times. Never gets old. Just a great film. And last but not least, this one here, the Godfather of all Godfather movie collections. This one here is 50th anniversary of The Godfather. It has all three of the Godfather movies in here. It even includes Godfather 3, the Coda edition. And so you open it up, it's in a package there, some kind of like booklet. You open up, there's a bunch of pictures. It's all in 4K. All the movies are in 4K. It's got separate discs for special features and stuff like that, the making of everything. So, this is awesome. Anyway, physical media. You gotta have it. You gotta have physical media. We have a lot of movies. We have probably close to 1,000 movies. I collect movies, and physical media is the way to go. Because one day, I've said it before, one day, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, a lot of people buy movies on Vudu. They're just like, oh yeah, I bought this movie on Vudu, and I have a whole collection of movies that I bought on Vudu. I have like 300 movies on Vudu. What if Vudu goes out of business one day? You're going to lose all those movies that you purchased, plus you lost the money that you invested in it. You're pretty much out of luck. So, and they do, when you look on their terms and services, it says basically you do not own those movies. They could do whatever they want. So if you can't hold it, you don't own it. That's just a simple truth. That goes for anything. That goes for your movies, your Blu-rays. It goes for your money. That goes for your silver and gold, whatever it is. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. So anyway, this is just a little fun thing that I love, talking about movies and things like that. And I didn't want to get into the specifics, like technical things, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Think twice about your streaming service options and whether you really want to spend that money. Maybe that money is better spent doing other things. Because, like I said, you can have all three. You could have three different streaming services, but when it comes down to, they all have the same movies. You're just paying for an exclusive series of that streaming service. So maybe it's better not to pay that much money per month or every year, because it does add up. And Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Share this video, and peace out.